What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2, The Collector Strike Back. I am Edwin San Juan. This is my co-host, Mr. Manny Maldonado. How you doing today, Manny?
I'm great, man. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? I'm excited to get this episode going. So, yes, we are
Yeah,
back.
we are back to talk more Star Wars facts. I don't know if you realize this, but nobody knows where Yoda is from. Did you know that? Like what
his
planet?
origin?
Yeah, he's from. Like it's not listed anywhere. It's not documented. It's just like he's like the ultimate warrior, like parts unknown, I guess.
Really? It's
Nobody,
not even on his Wikipedia or anything?
no,
He
you
doesn't
could
have a
you could look it
Wikipedia?
up.
Nothing? None of that stuff?
Nobody knows where he's from. They know that he stayed in Dagobah for a long time, but as far as like where his origin is or what kind of race he or his ethnicity or whatever it is,
Mhm.
it's just Yoda like people or something like that. If
They
you look it up.
they never released that at all, that information.
Yeah. So
So
it's
he's
like
an immigrant, is what you're saying. He's an immigrant.
yeah, they could build
Must have crossed the wall or
build a
border
space
to-
wall.
a space wall. What is that? What is it? Is it the hyper? Is it hyper? What does they call it when they go fast into?
Hyperspace?
Is it hyperspace?
Well, nobody knows,
knows anything.
where he's from.
It's hilarious, man.
So, like, as a Star Wars fan,
Mhm.
I like to think like I know a lot about Star Wars. You know,
I
what
think we
mean?
do, but
Yeah.
some things are, I guess, better left unknown. Maybe.
And you just won't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless it comes out in another episode in the future, because Yoda is 900 years old, right? So, if you were to do a story on Yoda, you could go back to his. You know, you can go back hundreds of years
Mhm.
to actually find out where he's actually from.
But if we start tapping into that, which is great, and then we're gonna have to figure out who Anakin Skywalker's baby daddy was. Then we got baby daddy. We got baby daddy drama. But you're right.
Yeah, there's so many things that are not like listed, like you would know because it's almost like he's Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Because Anakin, Jesus didn't know who his father was, right?
Because
So,
when they asked Shmi or whatever her name is,
Shmi, yeah.
Skywalker, there was no father. I'm like, okay.
yeah,
You
he
were out
just-
there running the streets then. Is that what happened, girl? Then all of a sudden, hanging out in some of those cantinas in Mos Eisley and something happened?
Yeah.
Something happened.
that's why Anakin could be Latino
Whatever,
because
man.
nobody
Whatever.
knows who the father.
All of a sudden, you're going to put all my culture on it? It could have been a Filipino like you, too. Your culture drinks is just as much as mine. Stop fronting.
So, along with collecting toys, we're just fans of Star Wars, right? And there's some things that don't fly by with me, like just Anakin. You brought that up. It's a perfect example
Right.
of nobody knows who his father was, and it's never explained or never said. But the midichlorian count that he had is so high that it was just like it was almost because Anakin was talking to Darth Sidious, and he was saying that there's certain elements in the Sith that they were able to create a life being without, with a midichlorian count that's real high. Like,
Right.
so he was kind of like insinuating that Anakin was created through the dark side.
I mean, that's one of the theories, obviously. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I feel like Lucas, sometimes he like to throw curveballs in those storylines. I feel
Right,
time.
right. And sometimes where he doesn't even know where he's going with it, right?
No, because you have to understand when all this stuff was made up. It was in the 70s, bro. There was a lot of stuff going on in the 70s.
And he was just making it up on the fly as he went, right?
He's like, yeah, sure. And then I'll call you this name or whatever. And then,
Well,
and boom.
because Luke Skywalker ended up kissing Princess Leia.
That's the other one.
Yeah,
that bothers people to this day.
And they're
It's
brothers
like,
and sisters.
they're brothers and sisters, and they had a nice little kissing scene in A New Hope when he was on the rope, and bam, she kissed him for good luck.
And
Not-
Luke was even cocky. He even went back like this. He was like,
that was an
"Yeah,
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, so
yeah,
she kissed him in 2 movies in a row. Episode 4 and 5, Star Wars: A New Hope, and
when
Empire
did
Strikes.
she kiss him a New Hope?
Remember when he's ready to cross when they're on the Death Star?
Oh yeah.
And then
that's
she's like,
in
for
the
luck. But that was a nice kiss. That was on the
yeah, it
cheek.
was on cheek.
That was on the cheek.
Yeah,
So that was
I've kissed
cool.
my sister on the cheek
and
before.
then
like,
and the second one,
it was
bam.
on lip. It was lips.
it was legit. It was
Yeah.
on the lips, and then he's all cocky, like, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
yeah.
get the Han Solo jealous too,
Yeah,
right?
so-
Han Solo got pissed off.
And then Chewie just laughing at his ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some things in there that kind of just, whatever. They just threw it in the script.
Yeah, so the biggest thing of all those things
Mhm.
that bothers me, okay, because you try to think who's the baddest. In any movie, you always think who's the baddest villain, who's the baddest superhero.
Mhm.
So like my favorite villain, of course, is Darth Vader. I was first introduced, but then
Right.
I got to fall in love with Darth Maul. You
Mhm.
start figuring out. But as far as Jedi's, I mean, Yoda's supposed to be the baddest of all of them, right?
Yoda's supposed to be el mero mero, as we would say in our culture. The dum dada.
The Dada,
He's supposed to be holding it down.
900 years
900
living,
years,
knowledge, wisdom.
wisdom, power, and all that stuff. Obviously, what's the name was a badass too, but he got handled by Palpatine. Mace Windu was a bad dude too.
Right, right. There's an episode on the Clone Wars where he beats up a whole clone battalion or a battalion of droids all on his own. Like he's that
Was this the
badass.
Clone Wars, the DVDs you gave me back in the days, or the newer version?
I think it's the newer, or I might have been the back in the days
Because
one.
on the back in the days one, remember you sent me that one where he's whooping that ass, and then he's the one that made Grievous have that bad heart ailment.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
he's
that's the
fourth
one.
son of
Yeah,
heart ailment.
yeah.
He needed what is it? What is it? EKJ or whatever they go when they get their heart looked at. I forget.
EKG.
EKG or whatever. For those of you guys, if I'm misinterpreting the forms of some medical terms, do not strike us down.
But he crushed his heart, like his
Mhm.
whole cave in, where he probably had to go in the bank to tank.
Well, he really and if he was a human, he needed an aorta valve replacement or something like that.
All right.
But not on they didn't have time for that in,
No.
in the movies.
Yeah,
They
they just
just
put
made
him
his ass like put something on there.
and
some
he
kind
gave him
of
a
armor.
cough.
Yeah. Oh, he had asthma for life after that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for life. Yeah,
That's what's
he was.
great.
He had the first COVID, bro. That was the first COVID. That was grievous COVID, man.
It was started by a black guy, Mace Windu.
So yeah, I think that's always up for debate. For you guys that are watching and listening, but put us your comments. Who did you think was the baddest Jedi? I can agree with you. It's Yoda for me.
It used to be Yoda for me, but I was
used
at the Comedy Store a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and whenever you're out like in social settings, it's not cool to talk about Star Wars.
No, it's not.
almost like people talk about sports or
Sports.
other stuff, and then when you
Women.
start talking about Star Wars, everyone's like, "Oh, you guys are nerds," and this and that. But for some reason, all the cool people left that day when we were in the back of the Comedy Store, and it was just us nerds hanging out.
Okay.
So we got into a full-on conversation. And this guy dispelled Ed Greer. You know
Ed Greer,
Yeah.
very funny guy. You guys, we gotta get a chance to follow him.
He
Funny dude.
dispelled everything about me thinking Yoda is the baddest Jedi of all time.
What?
Yeah.
He
You know
put-
what he
put him
said?
down. What'd he say?
He said that Yoda fought Emperor Palpatine one time and then he lost. And then he was like, I got to go into hiding. Like, he pushed out from that point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one fight, he's supposed to be the baddest of all the Jedis. He fights Emperor Palpatine one time, and then he has to go into hiding in Dagobah. There it is, right there.
But when we look at this battle, I felt it was kind of a tie. It wasn't really. I didn't think it was a loss.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
So even if you tied the guy, you're gonna leave town now?
No, he straight up jumped and left. I did not like that at all.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden he's just hanging out in a secluded.
He fell down that chute, and then he ended up getting picked up by Jimmy Smits.
Good old Latino,
Yeah,
right there when shit goes
and his
down.
lowrider.
Jimmy Smith,
Yeah.
the man, the myth, the legend from Law and Order, from Mi Familia movies, and Sons of Anarchy.
What's his
man.
name in the character?
I think it's Bail Organa.
Bail Organa.
Bail
Yeah,
Organa,
because he
man.
ends up adopting.
He bailed out Yoda.
He bailed out Yoda, and then he bailed out,
He bailed out Yoda.
and then they ended up adopting Princess Leia. And then another thing is, before he fought Emperor Palpatine, there was thousands of years where Sith weren't even around. So Yoda's just going around like he's the
Strutting.
big strutting like this and
Yeah.
that for 1,000 years. No bad guys around. No Sith lords. And then all of a sudden, two pop up. He fights one, and he's like bouncing. He's like, I must leave. Like,
Yeah, you know what? Damn, I never looked at it that way. I mean, yeah, this was the planet. He ended up just chilling. They had no electricity.
look, he looks all lost and
no
defeated.
electricity. There's no Wi-Fi. They ain't shit. So this is how it was for him.
So I tried
No
to
girls or nothing.
I tried to defend Yoda because I'm such a fan,
Me too, man.
right?
I love Yoda, man.
I go, dude, he was 900 years old. Like, he probably was old and tired, hasn't fought like that in a long time.
No, but at that time he was maybe what 450 or 475,
When he fought the Emperor?
maybe.
Oh.
He was because remember he's 900 when he's at this when he's hanging out when he first.
Yeah, but it's not 200, 300 years later. That's a matter of 50 because Darth Vader's still old enough.
Okay, so he
it's-
was 750 then, maybe 750.
No, he was probably
800.
was 800 or maybe like almost 850. Like, it wasn't even that many years because it was 18 years, I would say. So he was like He was like 880.
Okay, yeah, no, you know what? I agree. Maybe he shouldn't have wimped out like that.
So if Yoda would have fought him when he was like maybe like 360,
Mhm.
it would have been like he probably would have been a
In his
different
prime,
yeah, in his prime. Imagine Yoda in
right?
his prime.
With Jordans on and everything.
Yeah, he probably didn't. He probably talked normal. You know what
He
I
talk
mean?
normal.
Yeah,
He's like,
he.
"What's up? What's up, everybody?
Yeah, I'm Yoda.
I'm Yoda. What's
Tired of all these snakes on the plane. Like,
now we made him black. That's great. You just made Yoda black. We went from green to black. Jesus,
well, I mean, he probably started getting Alzheimer's when he hit 700,
maybe.
and that's why he started talking about difficult it is to talk now.
So everything, all his stuff is backwards
Yeah,
when he speaks.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's old now. He's 700.
So he just backwards and just teaching these younglings at the academy.
I want to see the backstory of Yoda when he was born, what planet he came from. Like none of that's known to us.
I would love that. And if you guys would comment on that, wouldn't you guys like to see that more of a Yoda? Did he go to high school? Did he go to middle school? I want to know
Yoda-
all that.
Yeah, right.
Did he go trick or treating? I don't know.
Was the Aurus Force yielding? Because now there's this Grogu, and he's 50 years old, but he's still like a little kid, right? And
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and the Mandalorian,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And then I was trying to say, well, that's if he is like Yoda, what race are they? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then someone told me that Grogu is probably a clone,
Oh, I
right?
don't know if I can believe that.
Based on what?
Yeah, yeah.
Based on the fact that when he was trying to fight that that
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon,
Mhm.
he was actually trying to find Yoda because Moff Gideon was making all these clones of himself. So he wanted to get a clone, like a Yoda blood, to put the Jedi into all the clones, combined with all the technology they had for making clone troopers.
Right.
So, and then if Yoda is that young, 50, or Grogu's that young, 50, he could technically be a clone,
Damn. That's deep.
right?
All of a sudden, we got DNA up in this show now already. We got we went from talking toys to talking CSI DNA blood. I mean, damn, that's deep. That's a great. I never looked at it that way. Damn.
That
Well,
he could
I'll
be.
throw one more thing in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just the fact that he speaks broken English doesn't make you think maybe English isn't his main language anyway. Like maybe there was a
Oh,
different
yeah.
language
Maybe they had his own dialect.
Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of Filipinos that like McDonald's. I want. So that's a great point.
That is a good point. So I mean,
And then Grogu now doesn't talk at all.
Right.
no,
He's just got like, so
He
you
just
don't
does
even
those
know.
sounds, right?
You don't even know if he can eventually be like, hypothetically, I think that this way would be better. Like
and
when he does finally
speaking
start
of
talking.
Grogu, they just announced 2026 is when that movie's coming out. So maybe he'll talk in that movie. Maybe we don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll
kinda
still
cool.
call him Baby Yoda.
Everybody still calls him Baby.
Well, that
Yoda.
song went viral, right?
Right.
Baby Yoda,
Baby Yoda
baby
did.
Yoda.
So I mean, I wish he because actually it was two fights, right, Edwin? It was the Count Dooku and
Right.
Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge. So he had two movies back to back where he fought.
So this is another thing about that, because in the books, if you read all the stuff, Jedi's are powerful, right? They can like move mountains and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
But how come when he fights Count Dooku, he's got to like struggle to make sure that stuff doesn't fall on Anakin and Obi-Wan, you know what I
right.
mean? And then
That's
Count
right.
Dooku like sneaks away because he's like, but if he was bad enough, he would be able to hold that, throw it over on Count Dooku's ship, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like-
that's a good take. I never looked at it that way. You're right.
they're supposed to be these incredible beings where they can
But he
move
was
stuff.
super rusty as hell. Yeah, I
Have-
mean, he was rusty as hell.
Have you guys seen Acolyte?
Yeah.
Oh, he has. I haven't
Okay.
yet.
Now, my opinion,
Uh-huh.
not being as aficionado as you, I felt like Acolyte showed a lot of history of the Jedi. You know, when they had the Jedi and they have the witches there,
Mhm.
and what people thought of the Jedi at the time is this, this uppity religious order that's trying to take control and tell everybody what to do. I thought that was really good insight on who they were and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's your take on
It was almost like the manifestation, or what is that? What when Spain tried to go all around the world and conquer everyone, and
Oh,
Yeah.
the
this is how
Spanish Inquisition.
this is Christianity.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like how the Jedi were at that time.
Yeah.
How
But
many years before was it?
It was supposed to be 100 years before
it was 100 years before.
before the Phantom Menace.
Phantom
yeah,
Menace. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But there's
I'll
a
get
thing-
around to it when I can. I like I said, you got me watching all these other shows that I'm trying to catch up on anyway. But
right.
yeah. So,
But there's a
okay.
scene in the Acolytes when the first Sith comes, and then there's like 9 Jedis coming at him.
Mhm.
And then there's the one girl he just kind of pushes to the side, and then he just does the force move, and he knocks out 9 Jedi's. Like just they're all just like just thrushes them they're wiped out like
Oh, wow.
with one move like that. So I was
Okay.
like, how can Yoda not like pick up that shit or thing from
Right.
falling on him and then smash Dooku's ship? Like it's like,
Again,
and he's 900 years old. Like he's
maybe it didn't make it to the editing room. It could have been that too. Who knows? I mean, maybe they were on a budget for Attack of the Clones, which I doubt. But who knows? You're right. Those are things that I guess Lucas. I'm sure he gets weird emails and questions all the time.
I bet if they explain it, they'll say something like, well, when you're using the force for evil, there's a lot of emotion and rage and it gives you more power. Whereas when using it for good,
Trying
it's
to
more
save, yeah.
controlled.
All
Something
right.
like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, those are things that you're right. They could have explained that a little bit better. It would have been nice to see some more. So you just wanted more juice out of Yoda, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah. And when you read the books and stuff, they got just such a powerful. The Force is so powerful, But then like he can't even like he pulls the X-wing out of the swamp in Dagobah, and then he's got to rest. He's like tired, like bro, like 900 years you pull out X-wing out of swamp.
In a
Like,
nice way, you're saying that Yoda act like a little bitch.
well, yeah. Granted, maybe it is because he's 900 years old and it's the power of goodness. It's not like abusing it. 'Cause
And
that's
he's
something.
green.
Like,
He's what, like maybe 2 feet tall?
yeah.
Give him a break.
Well, I mean, that's why I love Yoda because Filipinos are taller than him. You know, any character that Filipinos are taller, I'm a fan of. Jawa, Ugnaughts.
Ugnaughts.
Yeah.
Ugnaughts, you guys don't know. Those are the guys that were actually they was working hard on Bespin, right?
Well, they actually are the
Working
brains.
in the furnace? Working in the furnace, right?
Yeah, they work on droids. They help build the Death Star. They're just really good mechanically guys.
Okay,
that can just-
mechanically.
yeah,
Mexicans.
yeah.
Stop it.
That's why they're
That's
short.
my people.
Yeah,
That's my people. ¿Qué pasó? My people. See, even in the future, we're still working hard.
yeah. They just don't say you don't get to claim Mexicans. It's just Ugnaughts.
Ugnaught.
Is that Mexican?
Ugh.
Not.
No mama's way. Not. Yeah, I guess. But I'm glad that other comedians reached out to you and had their takes. I mean, do I agree with Mr. Greer on that? I could see his point. Those are good, valid observations. We have to get him on the show, and we'll definitely.
Yeah, him and Quincy Weekly.
Weekly? I've heard of Quincy
They
Weekly.
were,
Yeah, funny
yeah.
dudes,
We
yeah.
gotta definitely have them on the show because it's like Quincy's the one who told me to watch Clone Wars because Clone Wars and Rebels ties everything together. Because now that Yoda's not my favorite, where I think he can kick ass and he's the baddest,
Right.
I'm trying to think who now would be my favorite Jedi. And my conclusion I came up to is Ahsoka Tano.
Okay. All right. I mean, hey, to each their own. I haven't got that far yet, but everybody's been saying nothing but good things and powerful things because that was Anakin's apprentice, right?
Yeah, and plus it's Rosario Dawson. Oh my God, I'm so in love with
there you
Rosario
go.
Dawson.
You
Oh,
went from
it.
character to crushes just like
man.
that.
Hey,
She can get it.
She can get it.
Oh man, all
It's the
2
same-
inches. She
It's
can
the
have it.
same. It's the same girl that's in that movie. That one. Is it Sin City?
yes.
Yes,
Sin
she's in that.
City.
Okay, yeah, she's a great actress. Shout
She's
out.
in that movie with The Rock and Ernie Reyes Jr.
And then she's also in a good movie, a very underrated movie. I love it with Chris Rock, called Top 10. She's in that movie too. She does a good job on that movie.
But what I love about her, she's a great actress, but she also like when she knew that she was gonna play Ahsoka Tano, she went back and read all the comic books.
Yeah, she did her
and
research.
She did her research and she nailed it, bro.
And then
She
there's
did a
been
great
videos
job.
of her. She's been showing up at, when she does some of these either Star Wars Celebration or whatever. And they say she's the nicest person to go up to, like for autographs or anything. She's really cool. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so she was never in any of the movies from New Hope to even
Last Jedi, whatever those ones were. Yeah.
yeah, though and the prequels. She's
Right.
never been in them.
Never in that. Just
Yeah.
show, right?
But then she's Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker's apprentice,
Mhm.
right? And originally she was supposed to be Plo Koon's
Plo Koon's,
Plo Koon's
who
apprentice.
died in the on part of Order 66 as well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
in
he
the
died
spaceship.
In the spaceship.
Yeah, he was flying like that.
He was flying and they blasted him.
George Lucas wanted her to be his apprentice, but Filoni, what's his name?
I think it's Dave Filoni or
Yeah, the
one of
director.
those.
Yeah, he's the one. Him and George Lucas created Ahsoka, but then he's the one who pushed it for her to be Anakin's.
Mhm.
Because the theory behind that is that Clone Wars, Anakin's more mature now. You know, he's now
More of
a
a
Jedi,
leader and more of a
yeah,
leader
a
too.
Jedi,
Mhm.
and then he takes on his own apprentice.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That makes sense.
and she's badass. She she's so good that the clone troopers on the 501, I think they're 501st. I don't know how they call it.
501.
501,
501st.
501st.
501st, yeah.
Those are
Is it 501s or jeans?
yeah, those are
Those,
jeans.
those are
Yeah.
Levi's. Those are Levi's. I'm not,
But
I'm messing with
501,
jeans on this
but
show.
yeah, no. Rosario Dawson has some amazing jeans. Just look at her face structure. Oh my
my
god,
God,
she's beautiful.
so
I would have alien
and you know what?
babies
I just
with her.
want Rosario to look like that all the time.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
be dressed up like that. Just be that. You be Ahsoka 24/7.
You could,
And she's Latina too.
oh
Done and
man,
done.
dang, she's
Can you imagine
Latina.
just- yeah. Can you imagine just hanging out with her? Quiero tres tacos de pastor with that beautiful face like that, just with that get up. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Man, you lost me, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I just had to. Now you got me crushing on her.
Here,
now,
let
too.
me help you guys.
Oh,
There you
thanks. Solomon saved the day.
Solid, whatever.
But she's badass. But I was talking about the 501st.
First,
That's Anakin's personal clone trooper battalion that was assigned to him. And when Order 66 came and they had to go to the temple, those are the ones that stormed the temple.
Do you have those figures too?
I have some of them, yeah.
We'll have to bring that up in one of these episodes for sure.
Yeah, well, I actually, there's a section of the 501st Battalion that dedicated themselves strictly to Ahsoka.
Okay.
And then they end up painting their helmets and masks
Nice.
orange to like look like how she did, like that. And it was-
Okay. Okay.
that was badass. And that was when she was still just a Padawan. So she wasn't even a full-on Jedi. And then she left the Jedis because she didn't believe in some of the things that they were doing.
Mhm.
And then she kind of just went off on her own. And then later on in the Mandalorian series, she ends up meeting the Mandalorian and then finding Grogu. And then she brings him back to Luke Skywalker. Like, oh man, bro, it's
Nice.
awesome.
I like that.
And the reason why Luke isn't one of my favorites of all time is because the later series in Star Wars, they made him look like a punk. Bro, what the hell is up with that? Like,
I did not like that.
dude, yeah,
I did
he's
not
all
like-
drinking milk from a titty from some kind of monster.
I did not like that.
And he was
either.
all bitter and he was like hiding. Like,
I did not like that. And
why did they do that?
they made him age so bad too, and I just wasn't feeling none of that. I did not like that because you know how I feel about those movies.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
almost walked out on one. That's how bad some of those movies were
For
but-
you
for me. And then
and
my
for
son,
almost the whole world.
And then my son was like, "Dad, we're here at midnight for a reason." I'm like, "I know, son, but damn, this was torture. It was rough."
And it's tough. Like, I love Star Wars, right?
Mhm.
I love my daughter,
Yeah.
right? But there's some things my daughter does sometimes. Like when she gets home from school, she just throws her jacket off, her shoes are in the kitchen.
She doesn't put,
She
just
put-
put it
yeah,
aside.
put it aside, put it
Put it
away
aside.
where
Yeah,
it needs
we're
to
like
be.
when you and I got raised, but hey, put your things away and then do.
Oh,
what
I
you
took
gotta
a
do.
belt if I did
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like, we can't
You
hit
get the
our
belt, go,
kids.
"Look, I'm starting right now. I'm starting right now.
Yeah, and my dad's
Right
belt was like a lightsaber. It
now. A
was
Filipino light.
yeah, it was a slipper. But I'm not gonna stop loving my daughter because she
Right.
doesn't do that. Hopefully, I can train her and fix her. So same thing with Star Wars. They drop the ball here and there, especially I think with those episodes
Mhm.
with Ray and all that. Like I just didn't hit for me. But I'm not gonna stop loving Star Wars.
Right.
I'm
No,
not gonna stop.
we're still Star Wars through and through, but those were hard. Those 3 movies that came out. Trust. If anything, I guess I like The Force Awakens a little bit better than all those, but the other ones were just. It was rough, man. It was like watching some of these comics that are on TikTok claiming they're headliners sometimes too. That's how rough it was.
Yeah.
Too soon. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Wow.
This is the OG us talking, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of false Jedi's out there. So,
False Jedi's, false prophets.
but before we conclude this episode, I see you brought some toys in.
Okay,
want to talk
so-
about what these are? Real
Yeah.
quick?
Okay. You guys, right here, you can see this is something that we picked up at Frank and Sons not that long ago. It is a Mandalorian prototype. Really cool. It's in the retro collection thing. And what's cool about this one, it has a nice little foil backing on it, which is really cool and really neat. So if you guys get a chance, I believe these came out in 2022 or 2023. I'm not sure, but this is a cool little thing. This is what the Mandalorian looked before, he was done up with all his other gear.
Why do they have a yellow helmet?
I have no idea.
Purple leg.
That's why it's called a prototype.
Is it like rainbow? Is it
It is kind of
representing?
rainbowish. And then they
Yeah.
have other ones too, where Chewbacca's kind of like rainbow color and a stormtrooper and a Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for these prototypes, guys. They are from we're into the retro stuff, vintage card, package, all that good stuff. And then show me the other
Well,
one.
this is how they trick you because they say it's retro, but it's brand new.
It's brand new. So, but that's how they get you. Now, this is cool. Show that one, Edwin. This one right here is really, I just got this from Amazon not that long ago. Empire Strikes Back. Obviously, it was a 40-year anniversary. No, that was Return of the Jedi, excuse me. This is from Empire Strikes Back,
Ooh.
the second one. This they had this one along with the other bounty hunters, Dengar, IGD8, and Retro and Forlom, and Retro collection sticker. And as you can see, it's the same vintage Boba Fett from the original movies, and they just brought him back.
This is the one that looks like the one that had the rocket launcher that could shoot. That was a choke hazard.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
still not. It's still not there. It's
yeah.
still stuck in the back right
Right.
there, which was really cool.
What I love about this retro, they make it look like it's old, the card. But if you look at the card, it's not one crack or crease in it. It's like excellent mint condition.
And then
and
you
you
can
already
flip it
got
on the back too. You can show the back part, and it has nice little detailed thing of what this action figure is about and all that good stuff. But yeah, so that one came in a 2 package with Boba Fett and Bosk. Bosk is really cool looking. He's the iguana looking lizard thing. Hot dude, hot toys. So these are the ones we picked up. I picked up them not that long ago. They've been out for a while, but these are always really cool. The retros, any ones you get, whether it be Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and we got one time, but the whole set from Target at Phantom Menace, the Phantom Menace ones.
Right.
And they have the retro.
So how much did you pay for each one of these?
So this one right here, I got this one and Dengar, I believe he came in. No, Bosk. They cost $28 on Amazon. This one, the Mandalorian one, I paid $17 at Frankensons. But you guys can get them, for around that price range. And also, other good places to hunt for you guys. GameStop is cool. So I don't know if we mentioned that last time. GameStop always has nice exclusives. So be on the lookout for that.
Plus, they have a thing that's lasting till the end of the month. If you buy one figure and it has the same sticker as the other one, you get it free.
You get it free.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So be looking out for that. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of exclusives. They have the Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan fight coming out in November too. So pre-order that, you guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
That's
definitely.
it. That's it on these toys.
All right. Well, that concludes this episode of the Collector Strikes Back, episode 2. Manny, you have any dates coming up? You want to let people know where you're going to be at?
I'm just chilling in town this week. Gonna relax. Yeah, I'm doing my fantasy football draft and just relax this week. And you? What about you?
I'm gonna do fantasy football draft too, and
Okay.
then I got I got this show with Sebastian.
Oh, okay.
and,
You're doing the
Montclair.
okay. Cool. So be on the lookout for that.
Is it the Canyon or something?
The Canyon? And you guys know our Instagram handles are right here. Subscribe. Let us know what's up. Let us know what toys you guys want us to talk about, and we're on it.
Cool. Right on. Thanks a lot. And shout out to Solomon right there, making
Hey,
it happen.
Making it happen.
Right on.
Our sexy producer.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in a galaxy near you. Peace.
Or far, far away.